Hello and welcome. Today we are finally going to take a look at the Gringotts bank. Now, with how light this box is, it is already built, it is behind me, and this thing is absolutely massive. So what we are going to do is we're going to do a really in-depth review on this one. So we're going to get the tape measure out and measure each individual piece in case, like me, you struggle with the ceiling height, because I really struggled to get the full dimensions of this set individually. Now, it has all the minifigures built already. You can tell by the top of the box there is lots and lots of these things to go from, and the fact that it is 27.5 inches in height when it is all put together is going to look very, very impressive when it finally gets put together. So as per normal, what we're going to do, take a look at the box artwork, have a look at the minifigures, instruction booklet, then take a very good look at the set itself, and then at the very, very end, we'll do a size comparison with a few other sets. So, with that being said, let's get to it. So with the worst sticker in the world lingering in the background, we will start with the minifigures. Now, what I did not show you on top of the box is, because I didn't actually have the space, is it actually shows you the minifigures from film number 1 and film number 8. So we are starting off with the first film, which is obviously this version of Harry Potter. You can see you got the really, really nice belt buckle, all of the nice little prints and everything, and obviously his glasses are not broken on this one. The scar is visible, so you can see you've got the little scar just on top of his noggin. As we turn him around, you can see you have a different facial expression, and of course you've got that really nice pattern going all the way through. So that is a nice little Harry Potter minifigure, because obviously he's on the smaller legs. And then we have got the big man himself, so we have got Hagrid, who is a fantastic looking minifigure. I think this is the exact same surprise figure that you actually got in the alleyway as well. So if you haven't got the alleyway set, surprise, it does come with that at the very, very end. But again, with this, it's quite a cool thing, because you can just see how small his head is compared to his body, because his body is absolutely enormous. Does come with a pink umbrella. Then as you spin it around, he has just got his normal sort of coat on. Now, the arms actually just slide in and out on Technic pins, so that is how easy that works. You just pop those on, and you would think the legs are huge. Well, actually, they're not. The legs are tiny, but the torso is the thing that is absolutely massive. It looks a little bit silly individually, but the second you start to put all of these together, you just slot the legs back in, because that is how they go on. You just plonk him in. It's only got the one facial expression, obviously, because, well, he's got a huge bushy beard, so that is all you need to see. And then that is the two minifigures from the first film. Then, moving straight on to the 8th instalment, we go into a grown-up version of Harry Potter. So you can see just the size difference side by side, different hair pieces as well, and they have got different size glasses, because obviously he must change his glasses throughout when he ages and he gets older and older. So we have got him. Now, obviously, I've not taken all the wands off, so I've just given them the 2, because you do get a spare wand per figure, which is always a nice thing. But you have got the nice little thing just on the front. Now, it does look like he's got a very, very similar pattern, different colour, but similar pattern on his shirt. So you've got the green with the red underneath, and obviously then you've got the zip. You've got the lighter blue trousers, no arm print on the side. As it spins round, you can see you've got the hoodie with the shirt that is underneath. Now, we take his hairpiece off. You can then see he has got a more angry looking face, or slightly constipated, one or the other, but you can see that his scar on his head is slightly bigger. So that is the two Harry Potter sets, sorry, the two Harry Potter minifigures that are included with this set, done and done. Any guesses who this is supposed to be? Yes, it is a hybrid of Ron Weasley and Dragomir. Now, this is obviously Ron Weasley's head. It's got the water on his face, and that is his hairpiece. Now, the outfit stays the same for both characters, because this is actually quite a very clever little design that they've done in this. So that is just the back. Again, no arm print, no leg print, or anything like that. But it is as simple from one character to the other. If you were to pop the hairpiece off, turn that round, all of a sudden, you've then got the other character. You then add the other hairpiece, and then boom, there you are away. So you can pick and choose exactly what face you want and what hairpiece you want. You just got to make sure that you keep the other hairpiece safe and sound and close together. Now, moving on to the next one. So you have got Bellatrix and you've got Hermione. So these two do look fantastic, because obviously you can see that you've got, the wet look with the completely different hair colour on this one. So you've got the really nice long hair that goes all the way across the back, and then you've got the really, really nice print that's on the back of the skirt. So you've got all the silver, then you've got the silver all the way at the back as well. So again, it is a nice looking thing. But the second we take that hair off, it is a different face underneath. So if we were to spin that round, so we can play spot the difference, we go from one, spin it round, go to the other, and then all you do is you plonk that hair on, and then you are away. And it could not look any more different if it tried. I think that is a fantastic looking minifigure with regards to all of the detail that is across the corset, and then you've got the bit going across the neck. Everything on that does look very, very good. So I just hope the camera is picking that up okay. But again, you just got to be careful with the hair pieces, because what they've done on the new D&D stuff, they've actually given you a completely different headpiece. On this one, they've just got half and half head, but you've been given two different hairstyles. Now, moving on to Grip Hook. So this is one of the goblins from the bank, and he has a very, very impressive sword. So you can just see the detail that is in that with the red, and you've got all the stones and everything just underneath. If we were to get that out the way, you can then see just his print a little bit better. Now, I think with almost all of them, they all do have secondary faces as well. Some of them are really grumpy, some of them obviously a little bit more happy, but you can see that you've got the big mould for the earpieces in there. So again, I think that does look very, very smart. As it spins round, you can see then you've got all the bits and pieces for the back of the hair as well. And then, of course, you've got the jacket. Arm print on this one, though, so you can see, hopefully, that you have got a bit of blue just popping through on the arm, so it does look very, very impressive. Hopefully the lights aren't too bright, but it does have a lot of blue strips on that one. And then on the back, that is the secondary face. So again, you've got the more angry slash smug looking face on there, and then we have the not so smug and slightly more angry face on there. So again, when you start adding these into what is a Gringotts bank on the back, so we will be adding them in at some point in the Disaster series, and we will be having a little bit of fun with that sticker as well. So you have got Bog Rod, I do believe, or Bogrod? Bogrod. So there we go. So I'm learning to read. So this one, you can see you've got the little teeth that stick out the front. You've got the smaller glasses, and then you have got a two-tone eyebrow as well. So you can see that all of these goblins are on the smaller legs. So they are on the same size legs as the child of Harry Potter, but these legs do not bend, so you will not be able really to get them in the cart, or sit them down in the cart at least, but we will be having a look at that later on. So with this one, no leg print, no arm print on the front and back, but you can see you then got all the bits of the blazer. Same style of the ears, just obviously a different hair colour. Take that off. Completely different facial. I do like that one, because you've got all of the coal, all of the different bits and pieces across, and of course you've got the very, very broken glasses. So that is something completely different. So if we put that one down, spin that round and put that one on, I think that does look very, very good indeed. And again, second you start to put these side by side, they do look pretty cool. So you could get some really, really nice photos, I reckon, with all of these. So moving on to Rick Burt, I do believe, if I'm reading that correctly. This is him, looking very, very fancy in his black tux. So you can see he's James Bond style. You've got the little sort of white tissue, I guess. There is a technical term for that, and I can't remember what it actually is. Hanky, there we go. You've got the white handkerchief, came to me in the end. And you've got the dicky bow tie with a little bit of silver up at the top as well, so that does look very, very smart. And there is a little bit of extra printing on the shirt, because you've actually got a sort of brown line going underneath all of the buttons, which does look quite cool. You can see this one does come with a coin, obviously for the vault. No print on the arms, no print on the legs, and then you just got the white that goes down the centre of the back. Again, cool looking hairpiece, and then you've got a completely different facial expression on the back. So you can see you've got the really frowning, angry face on there, or you've got the little bit more happy, I would guess, or concerned. Not too sure. He looks like he's in deep thought, or he needs the loo, one or the other. So that is the names for all of those. Then we go into a goblin, which isn't very helpful, but it just says goblin, and I think these are the pretty cool two goblins, to be honest. So if he would actually stand up, this is the one that you build with the bottom, so you can see you've got the stop go for the light. That is what that is all for, so that is a cool looking thing. Now the only thing is, because the legs don't bend, you can't balance them and lean them back. So when it comes to photos, you've got to be a bit more trick with that. But this is pretty cool, because you can see you've got the two-tone arms, you've got all the different sleeve patterning on there, and then you've got the jacket with the print on the back. Again, nothing for the legs, but if you look at the facial, you have a very, very similar face on this one compared to the other. And again, you can spin it round, and then you've got the really sort of more angry looking type thing on there. So that is Goblin, I guess, number one. And then Goblin number two comes with these huge set of keys and a completely different hairpiece, and as you can see, a completely different set of ears. Everything's different apart from the actual waistcoat and torso. That's exactly the same, but the face, the hair, everything's a slightly different colour. It does look great. Having them side by side, you can see how they would work well together in an office, of course with all of the others as well, but you've got these two, which are, I'm assuming, more underground keepers as such. But with regards to the printing on this one, you've got some with the glasses, and then some of them that had the glasses then don't have the glasses, so you can pick and choose what it is you want to do. I guess you can recreate the scenes from the film if you would like to, but I think that is pretty cool just to see some different ones that I've never really seen before, so I think they do look very, very impressive indeed. Now, a Death Eater, yes, in case you want to know, this is what a Death Eater looks like, and that is how much taller the Death Eater is compared to the smaller minifigures. Now, the camera's probably at the wrong angle, but again, just imagine it with an adult torso, child legs. This thing, well, it's a full blown. So really nice printing on this one. You've got all the way from top to bottom. You've also got the black boots as such, and you've got the different sort of, I guess, weave on the legs. You've got it all up by the groin, then it matches perfectly up into sort of the waistcoat type belt buckle. Then you've got almost like what looks like a mesh over the chest, and then you've got this really cool spooky face print, which does look nice. You've got grey arms with black gloves, and then as it spins around, you just got the basic bit on the back with a little bit of a cut in on the back of the shoulder blades. But you do on this one have, again, two facial expressions. So this one, you've got to be careful, I think, with regards to how you're turning the head around with your thumb, because I can see potentially the paint on this one being scratched quite easily, because I haven't seen this sort of gunmetal shine paint before, so I'm not 100% sure how it's going to take. But you can see, again, you've got a choice of two completely different facial expressions if you wanted to, and that is what that one looks like together. Then moving on to guard and a guard. So with the outfits, they are exactly the same. So you can see that you've got the jet blue all the way up into the belt buckle, up into the tie. That is all the same indeed. Obviously the skin tone is completely different, so that is obvious to point out. But with regards to the facial, you have got two again on this one. So if you could get some more of these and have them around, you could give it a go. But you do not, on the two guards, have a secondary face, but you do have a really nice print on the back of both of these. So again, if you can pick yourself up some more of the guards, they would look great just around the city anywhere, because there's nothing to say that they are Harry Potter-esque as such. Of course, they do come with some of the wands, because I have got accessories over here, so there's lots and lots of the figures that do come with all of the wands as well, and we have this element as well. So let's not forget this one. Any guesses what that is supposed to be and who that comes with, because when you start to put them all together, they do look very, very good indeed. So this set really is huge, on a large scale on absolutely everything. Now you can see the base and the bank side by side with the dragon on top. We'll get to that and the minifigures in a little bit. But the instruction booklet, there are 4 of them, so you can have 2 people building this at the same time. 2 booklets for one build, 2 booklets for the other, and you actually start with the actual roller coaster track. So it is a very, very enjoyable build, and of course, because it is a UCS version for Harry Potter, you can just see how much detail is involved in all of this. You've got all the bits and pieces from the bank vault. Then you can see designing the model, and as you come over, you do get a tour of the bank, and obviously you have the Meet the Designers, which did a fantastic job on here. And you have got options with regards to how you can actually get this laid out, and that is something that we will attempt and try at the end of this video. But with regards to the height, you can see that it is 15.5 inches in width, and it is 27.5 inches in height when both of these things have been put together. Now, with regards to bag numbers, bag number 1 to 5 is this one, and then I think it's bag number 6 to 10 for booklet number 2. So we'll have a quick look at that now, and that is the first bit done. So 6 to 10 for the full completion. The dragon is then 2 bags, and then that leaves all of the bags, including this very, very thick instruction booklet, all the way up to bag number 31 to complete all of this. Now, this is a joy to put together, as is that, to be honest, so it is good fun for both. At the very, very end of booklet number 4, that is where you'll find all of the spare pieces, or should I say the actual list of pieces, not the spare pieces that you need. And you do get 3 random coins. Now, these 3 gold coins are these things just here, and it says over to this side, I think it's a little bit of an Easter egg, because it says 3 golden galleons. These exclusive coins can be added to the collection of Hogwarts artifacts from the Lego Hogwarts Icon Set 76391. And again, there is then a photo of the whole thing complete. Now, if you're not a fan of stickers, well, you're going to struggle with this one because there is quite a few of them. There's actually 42 of them in total, but you do have 2s, 3s, and 4s of the same stickers. Now, I have already done the unboxing video where all of these were together, so I'll overlay that footage now so you can just see all of the actual sheets because they are very, very impressive. And the stickers do add to the set, apart from this one. This happens to be probably the worst sticker I have ever seen in my life. But again, it is what it is. It's just one of those things. But everything else that is on here with regards to the stickers, I think it does add to the set and it does look very, very impressive. And we'll take a good look at those as we get tucked into the set. So this set takes up that much of table space. I haven't actually got anywhere to put the box, so I might as well put the stand in action. You can see just how big this actual box is. It is an 18 plus set, item number 76417. It's 4,801 pieces. With regards to what's on the side of this one, it's blank, but it does let you know that it is a Harry Potter set on the one side. And then as we swing round to the other side of the box, you've got the same thing, but then you do have the cast on the opposite side. Now, on the back of the box, it gives you lots of different bits and pieces. So it does say, as you can see, compatible with item number 75978, which is the alleyway, which we will try later on. And then you can make some really nice dials up on the inside. And of course, you can see what that looks like just there from the film. And I recognise this more from the actual theme park because this is a ride that you have to go on. You've got the dragon at the bottom. You can see you've got the little feeding schedule and all the other little bits and pieces. Again, we'll tuck into that and we'll show you how this thing works. Coming up, carrying on with the stickers, you have got quite a few of them dotted all over the place, but like I said, it is adding to the set. So one more time with regards to the box dimension as a whole with the wingspan all the way out. So it is 40 centimeters in width or 15.5 inches in width. All the way up to down, so top to bottom, it's 79 centimeters or 27.5 inches, which is all three of these on top. And I do apologize about the rain on the roof. It is absolutely hammering it down outside. And again, what you can do with this is you can actually get an expansion pack, which was the giveaway purchase when this actually came out, and you can extend the track, but I'm afraid I don't have one of those with me. We'll start off with the base because that is what you do build first. Now this thing has so much detail, and the only thing is, because it is so big on this table, it's really difficult to show you absolutely everything. But how it's all built is very, very clever. You can see, if I keep the camera still and we'll just focus on the bottom half to start with, you've got the waterfall and everything that just comes down all the way to the bottom. So if you wanted to, you could obviously then carry on with the waterfall underneath. You have got then a feeding schedule. So this feeding schedule is obviously for the dragon. You can see you've got a tick, a little wiggly tick, and then there's nothing, and then obviously you've got the old dragon keeper that's underneath because he has escaped. Now you have got this piece just on here. This is the bit where you can put the brake on the track. So you can see just on this bit there, if I just push that down and move that back up again, that's how it carries on going up and back down. It's a very, very clever little system. And then you've got all of this details. You've got all of this rockery. It is a joy, to be honest, to put together. It might not look like much, but when you see it together, it's fantastic. And you might have spotted it in the background that if we come up, that Joker Manor all the way at the back just there is actually on one of these. This is the second time I built this track, and I did not find it boring or tedious the first time. I just did it a lot quicker the second time. So as we carry on spinning around, you can see all the detail that's going on across the bottom. I would imagine you can get a really nice light kit, so you can pick and choose what it is that you want to do with all of them, obviously. But this does run very, very smoothly. Now you've got two options. You can do it the hard way of trying to get that all the way back up to the top, or just be clever about life, move that down, plonk him off, do that. Up the top, just there, so all the way up there is where you feed him on. Onto the track it goes, shut him off, and around he goes. That is it, and then it finishes right at the bottom. Perfect. Now I did mention about the extending track. You can do so with the giveaway purchase that came with this set. It adds on another bit of track, and it adds on a vault. Now in the actual vaults themselves, there are a couple of different bits and pieces. They are working doors, so if I can actually get this one open, there is bits and pieces there on the inside. I am having a slight panic trying to find one of the lights. So there we go. So that is what is on the inside of that. Now, if you pull it, it will torpedo out of 16 different cups. So as this will be my first ever time actually doing it. I'm sure you pull it. Do you pull it? Oh, there you go. Look, see, just push it in, and then all of those cups come flying out, and then it has a feeder system on the side just here. So up in that little hole just there, and then that's where you feed them all in. So you've got, I think, 8 gold and 8 silver, and obviously that is what they look like. So there's loads of those. They then just feed back into there, and then it just saves them all back up. So it's a nice little play feature on there for you. I don't think they are very easily removable, so don't try and take them off. You could, but it kind of defeats the object. So just leave them be. It's not supposed to be a play set. But I said to you about the stickers at the start, minus the worst sticker in the world, every single one of these add. So you can see that you've got this really nice holographic sticker just there, so hopefully that's pinging through on the camera quite nicely. I think it does look very, very smart. And then as we start to spin it round, we'll move on to the next one. So as we move up to the next one just here, you can see that that does not have a holographic sticker, but you have got other little bits and pieces on the inside. So on the inside of this one, you've just got a load of gold coins. You can see it is the number 687. So each one of these will represent something from the film, because obviously they do visit these twice in the film, don't forget. And the one in the middle is room 713. So open them up, and then you have the gem for 713. So how you build all of these up is a good little bit of fun, and you can see just how tall this thing is. Now, with regards to exactly how tall it is, let's get the tape measure out, because I want to know for myself, top to bottom, how big this thing actually is. So this is what hopefully some of you guys and girls might be interested in. That is 13 inches and a smidge. And a smidge. So 33 and a half is what it will be. So 33 and a half centimeters, depending on how it is that you want to do. 13 inches is there. So you can see, depending on where you want to go from, it's tight. Very, very tight indeed. So the tallest bit is that bit, but don't forget the base plate sits in it. But that is what you're looking at. So make your own mind up to what you think that is. But obviously the base plate sits completely flush on there. So this bit doesn't really matter too much. It's this bit that you're going to be going from. So just take that in mind. If you are thinking of adding something different on it, like for example, Avengers Tower, Daily Bugle, they will fit on top of it. I've got the Joker Manor on mine over there, so it does take a lot of weight and it is super, super sturdy, but you do need the ceiling height for it. So just double checking on a different leg, give yourself 34 to be safe. 34 centimeters to be safe, so it's just over 13 inches. That is probably the safest way to go, depending on where it is that you're going from. Each one of these are completely flat and it is completely flush, so you should be absolutely fine and living the dream. Now the next thing that I do want to do with you is the base plate. So this base plate is obviously a 32 by 32. It's awkward, so depending on how you have it angled, if you have it as a cross like so, it doesn't take up too much. I would like it one day if Lego actually spoke in studs as well. That might make it a little bit easier. So obviously the 32 by 32, we know what that is. It's 16 by 16 or 32 by 32 as everybody works in. That is as close as what I can get. So a couple of studs over on that bit, near enough flush on that bit. You've got the track that overhangs just on there. So you're going to need a little bit. Now what surprised me quite a lot, if you then spin it round and pull it forward, that is how much bigger it is than an actual base plate. So if I do that, so the side is on, like so, and the back is on, this is how much more it overhangs at the front, and then that is how much more it overhangs on the sides. Then all of a sudden you're looking at least another 2 base plates if you wanted it that way. So you've got an option of it taking up technically 3 base plates if you wanted to base plate all of these, or if you were to be a little bit more clever and just get it round, you would at a push get away with 30 to a base plate. That'll be absolutely fine. So if you've only got 1 base plate depth of space, angle it correctly, and then you can still get the bank on top, and we'll have a bit of a play with that after. So that is that bit out the way and done. We will move on to the bank. Now, like I said, it's quite difficult to do all of this because it is such a big set, But that is the look for possibly the last time at the Gringotts Bank. Fantastic looking. So what I do like, minus that, is you've got the zigzag. Now, obviously I could have cut it, but I'm not. There's a stupid thing that I'm going to do with it later on, just as a little bit of fun in the disaster series. I like how you make all of these up. I think it's a brilliant little thing with regards to the zigzags. This is a joy to put together at the base as well, and you've got so much detail on the inside of this. It is a beautiful thing. Even all of these on the outside, it was amazing to put all of these together. So all of these all the way up, it was very, very good. And again, you can see some of the stickers on the outside. Doesn't matter whatsoever. Now, another nice touch is this dragon. It's in proportion, I think. It's not as big as the D&D, the orange one there, so you can see the wings just in the background. We will do a dragon comparison at the end, if I remember, but it's not as big as the D&D, but it does look very, very good, and you have got this really nice flame coming out of its mouth. And the nice thing is, it rests on the roof, just like so. Now, as we do all the time, is basically wreck everything. So this is the only time it's going to be good, as I nearly just dropped that off the actual table. That was embarrassing. I do all these in one take, so if something goes wrong, it goes wrong. There we go. So that is the top, that is the office. There's a lot of detail within this, so it is very, very smart. If we were then to spin it round, so we need two ends for that. We'll carry on going from at the top first, because we'll get some light into it. This is a really nice touch, because this just slides and glides out. So you've got all this detail, but you can see up there that you can, on the back wall, this one just here is the panel that is missing, and you've got all the glass shades and shards on the top, and that's where I'm going to put quite a few of the minifigures, just to keep everything neat and tidy. Then all the detail that is on the inside just here, you have got all the gold blocks, you've got all the different places where they can sit and stand. It is a very, very nice set, and you have got the little treasure bit just on the inside just there, more bits and pieces there. The chandelier is amazing as well, so that does look very, very good. If anybody can actually get that thing lit and put together, that would be an extremely impressive thing. And then as we come down, well, just look at it. The bank detail on the inside of this is great. Be careful with regards to these. Now, the weird thing is that these are prints. They're not stickers, but I can imagine this might catch a couple of people out, because you end up putting them in the wrong way, because you just pick them up and throw them on and not realise you actually need some cracks and everything in there. But again, you have got options of putting things and characters around there if you want to, but it's just a very, very big open building, so you can get some really nice photos of this. Obviously that is all of it from the back. Carries on though with the detail all the way down the side, because down here you've got these stickers which look fantastic. I think up to here you've then got the drain that comes all the way down with a little bit of water. You've then got the owl. There's another owl just there as well, so you've got these two owls. This one is with a letter, so this one has a letter that is on there, so that one looks nice. And then you've got this door here where you can get the characters coming in and out. If you wanted to create a path, then obviously you can do. Talking of paths, well, this will lead into something at a later date, so you can do whatever it is that you want to do with that. And then as it spins round, this is what it looks like. So you've got a door to nowhere, so that's a false door just on the inside just there, and then you have more doors just here. Now you've also got this thing just here, so you might have spotted this thing. Now this adds to it quite a lot. This is actually quite a nice little build actually. So I think, he says, the back is designed to come off. So how they've done it is this bit just here and the one above it is designed just to slide out. Now if it's not, I've obviously built it completely wrong, but that will give you a little look into the inside of what that is. So you can see you've got the little chocolate frog underneath, so that is a little bit of an Easter egg to something else from the alley, I do believe. And then obviously it's a magic shop, so you've got an egg just on the inside. As it comes up, there is a newspaper reading, and it has the Daily Prophet, which is the exclusive Harry Potter, The Boy Who Lived. So obviously that was a big thing on them. You have got a sticker on that side, yes, that does say Fishy Dinners, and then on the other side it says something completely different. We can read it upside down. It has brews and stews on, that's stews, yes, brews and stews on the back. Now what we'll do is we will put these together, and I'll try and do it in one take, because I don't want to be lying to you and go, yeah, it's really easy. It is. So this piece just slides on. There's is I'm actually making that much more complicated than what I need to. All I've got to do is just stand up. That bit slides on just there. That is lovely, living the dream. This bit at the bottom, that just slides on. You can see you've got the nice little sticker just on there as well. So that's a nice little thing. So that just will pop in at the bottom and that just slides in. Now don't forget, what I didn't show you is this little alleyway just here is something you can then carry on with. And obviously you've got the little pins and then you've got the little sign for the shop just there as well. So there's a lot of things you can do with this set. That's the roof bit. Then the dragon will go on, because obviously we have just taken the dragon off. So the dragon will line up, he says, and that will clip on there like so, he says. There we go. So the dragon is clipped in. That bit is the bit that I knocked off because I nearly dropped the dragon. That is supposed to go between his dragon bits. And I don't know if I can get that. So just, can I get that back on? Yes, I can. Am I going to break the dragon? There's potential. Right, so now we're in. So the dragon itself is a nice thing. We'll take a look at that separately, as I've just knocked that bit back off again. This is idiot versus dragon. Right, is it on? It is. Right, that is the dragon. That is what it looks like up at the top. In fact, we'll have a look at this before we do a comparison. Again, look at the size of the flame, really nice wing texture. So this was easy enough to put together. You just put it in with the little ball bits just up at the top, and then these do move. So if you want to squeeze these in, you can do. It's not like that though, but you can squeeze these in because it is on the Technic bits. You do need 2 hands to do it. So I will redeem myself from doing that, because that is not a good selling point for these dragon wings. So you just need to push them in and they will then close. So I've just started to close. He says, they're lying to me. Oh no, it goes that way. They fold. You can bring them in like that, or of course then you need 2 hands just to put them back up. So you've got the full length or the narrow. Learn from my mistakes, everybody. Don't do what I do, just do the opposite. You can then see you've got all the really nice skeletal system just all on the back with the little tail as well. So that is a nice thing. But of course, if you are a fan of Universal and you have been here a lot, this dragon does obviously blow flames every 45 minutes or an hour or whatever it is. And it is pretty cool to see it on top of the building, to be honest, because it is a very, very impressive set. Now, talking of impressive, when these now get put together, I am hoping for something magical. So, let's get this off the base plate. So we're now just on the table. Now, you would have noticed that I'm hopefully going to try and line this up, to be honest, any way possible. So we'll slide this off. If it smashes, and the review finishes straight away. But it should, that should go in like so. Get your fingers out of the way. That's 2. That's the bit from the stand. That is because it's just too close. And then that is part number 3. So this bit is literally there. So that's not a worry whatsoever, because the last one kept doing that as well, and I just popped it back on after. I'm not too sure why it does that. But that, well, that is what that looks like. It is absolutely enormous. Now, we know the height of that, so obviously I will measure the modular when we do the comparison, because we have the tape measure out ready. I'm not going to lie, I did just forget. But that is what the dragon looks like. So it does look very, very impressive indeed. Now, if we compare this to any other random set, you'll then soon see just how big this thing is. So super quick size comparison, you've got the car from the diner, then you have got the older toy shop from the Winter Village. That doesn't even take you halfway up the track. As we pan around to the other side, we then have a standard modular sized building, which is the bookshop. Now, as we pan away from the bookshop, you can see that the top of the bookshop isn't even to the top of the stand. So that is how big that stand is. And then it just carries on going and going and going. Now, if we were to pan around and go from that side, you are not too far off the Avengers Tower height. The dragon itself is over the top of the Daily Bugle sign. I cannot be bothered to destroy my whole display to get them side by side, but trust me, it is a very, very tall thing. So moving on to the first ever dragon comparison. Now, this is the D&D dragon. The wingspan on this thing is absolutely enormous, and you can see just the size difference in the fabric compared to the grey cloth to the orange. Now, if I was to pick this up and bring it close to it, it is absolutely enormous compared. So you can just see the difference between the two for the wings that are just there. It is so much bigger. But with regards to the actual length, you're not too far off, because the tail there or thereabouts is the same, and obviously this head is straight. But with how this neck comes up and over, the actual body is not too far off. It's just that that is a lot more streamlined, whereas this actually has the 4 legs, whereas obviously that one only has the 2. And again, you've got all these nice little bits of detail. You've got the nice eye print and everything on there. So I think this works really, really well with this set. So that is a very quick look at the Gringotts Bank. Now, hopefully they'll actually do more to the alley at some point, but that is all of the little bits and pieces from there. That is all of the little bits and pieces from there. So the last thing that we need to do is just see how this scales with the alley, and then we'll wrap it up. So this is where it's going to live, and we have got the burrows just beside it, which is a beautiful looking thing. Obviously I'm in the process of putting all the base plates down, but it scales perfectly well. Now, I can't fit it anywhere else. I can't fit it in a long line. The dragon looks fantastic just up at the top, just there. I will have it on the roller coaster track as well. So I'm looking forward to actually doing that in the Disaster series. But as a comparison of just the building heights, they do work very, very good together. And if you wanted to, like I said, you can just add the pathway round and you can do whatever it is that you wanted to do. But guys, that is it. And I am done. So if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I hope to catch you next one. Ta-da.